Okay, we're back. So we have almost rigged all of our characters for our animation, and of course at the very end is when I either try something new or discover something and realize that the process was not going that great. And I'm like, right now I'm realizing the microphone is far away from my face and you might not be able to hear me. You might be able to hear the horses that have like either moved in or just showed up for the season. Maybe they're very loud. All my neighbors are painfully loud. Okay, so what happened was I took one of our rigged characters, let me open this up, the terminal employee, and animated a walk cycle. And he's walking and it's okay. We have limited controls on him, which is what I want. I just want it to be simple so you can jump in. It's kind of a similar rig from character to character and you can just animate. Like you don't have to worry about it. Everything's set up the same. But really not very many characters are going to be seen walking except for this one. Great, good job. Except for this guy. He's our car employee who drives up, gets out of his car and walks up the parking lot and walks into the building, and then you see him walk by and we zoom in on his little ID badge and we zoom in on him opening a door, and then his job is pretty much done. So we have been working on finishing this part off. Let me get out of here. Through the process, now let me go through here. This should be paused, open. Characters, car, employee, puppet. Come here. Okay, so this character where we have our face, and again everything is all broken apart like it was on the other videos. If you haven't watched them, I'd say go watch them because they're very informative. And this is like the ID badge we're gonna zoom in on, but we're probably gonna like do a different cut or whatever. So from here, like we know, well, this looks ridiculous. We know that this guy right here is going to be like our center figure. He's the one who's actually gonna like be required to do the walking like this guy. So on here, pretty much, just looked at it, I did the test, it was like, I don't know, I'm not a good animator. So like 30 or 45 minutes of animating after rigging him just to see what would happen. And I can see that like his torso, which I didn't want to put points in because it'd be a pain in the butt, like it's too freaking rigid. Like it just looks like, I don't know, an ironing board walking down the street or something like that. So I'm going to just say that all the other rigs are still fine as is, but on this guy, I'm going to work on making like a more bendable spine, and then just like making this the best of what I can do right now. So in order to do that, I started like laying in just what I thought this character looked like based on pieces, sort of. So I built this little generic skeleton, and all these are, they're just sections on their own layers. And then I imported this into After Effects, and that's how we have this now. So then from there, I moved the anchor points to like the corners of where these pieces should turn. So like for the spines, it's there. And I did that for all the pieces. And then I started rigging. And I started rigging with the hopes of like fixing all the problems that weren't working before. So this guy, he can like move his spine and his arms follow. So on some of the other characters, their like arms were not really attached and it was bothering me. So I went through and it took like multiple attempts to get it to actually work. And I'm going to go through the attempt of trying to rig the actual artwork. So it's going to be slow and messy, and hopefully I can speed up chunks that are messed up. But like, look at this. We can like have him tilt, and it's controlling his spine and his arms, which is kind of how it should be. And his head's still looking up, which is great. And we can still rotate his head and everything. There's the only other thing that I might modify, instead of building the legs purely straight, which is what I have been doing, I might build them with a little bit of an angle, because, let me open this again, the legs bending in the middle looks kind of weird to me. I don't know what's going on with the frame rate right here. Something, it's like when this is playing or recording, it doesn't want to play properly. So I'm gonna bump out the knees like it is in my skeleton and just see what happens. This doesn't have like any toe curl or anything like that, which I'm comfortable with. I don't feel like your shoes should really flex too much if you're walking. There's like always weird things that you see, like right here. His foot is bent up, and this is all one piece of art, but you can see that this isn't purely flat. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. I can live with that. No one's gonna see that. Like, there's gonna be multiple characters all over the place, and we're just, trying to do the best we can with what we have. Okay, so this is the rig, and we would be moving just these nulls. These named nulls. So there's gonna be some different things that happen where we have our torso. So first of all, let's just file, import, file. I'm gonna use cart, employee, puppet, import as a composition, retain layer sizes. That's great. Loading. All right, we got our car employee and we got our actual car employee. First things first, I'm gonna go, because he's like got these dark velour pants or something, I don't know what they are. I'm just gonna change the background so it's a little bit less murky feeling. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna do is turn off some hands that we don't need. I'm gonna just turn off anything that's not required. So that's like these extra hand positions and drawings. I'm just not going to worry about them, and we're just going to deal with the simple things. Left hand default, left hand card. I'll turn that off. Okay, and start moving these chunks. And now this is like, I don't know, the opportunity to show myself that I've learned something. I mean, I've learned a lot of stuff while doing these videos and doing these rigs, but I want to see if I can get it to be in a way that's the most conducive. I'm gonna link all of these pieces just to the head, and I'm gonna shy them, and I'm gonna turn them off. I'm just gonna try to get to as few layers as possible. I will turn off and shy all these as well. All right, so look at this. We're already down to, now we just got, 10 or so layers instead of the 20 we started with. So again, legs are separate, the torso is separate. We have a collar cover for the neck, which I'm gonna keep here. First thing I wanna do is move the anchor points. So maybe I'll drop a sheet or something, probably not because I'm lazy. Move the anchor points. So when we, oh crap and balls. So it doesn't matter if you hide something and it's still selectable. So you gotta lock it and then hide it. So any of these things that are off, I'm just gonna, no, if they're not visible, that's okay. Ooh, sorry. Okay, that's better. So now we can rotate the head. So I moved the hair anchor point, and it's pretty much where I want it to be, where it like rotates at the jaw, I would say. Yeah. Do you like that one? I don't know. Let's try to move it down lower. Yeah. Oh, that looks a little bit better. I might split the difference, scoot it back. Look down, look up, look all around. Okay, I'm gonna call that good. Because the head, the neck, the hands, and the hips pretty much, they're not gonna deform. The collar's not gonna deform either, but that we'll deal with that later. And the things that aren't gonna deform need to have their rotations in the proper spot. So I'm gonna lower this collar, and we'll get to the neck. And we'll get this here. All right, and we're going to try this multiple ways, and I'm going to save like an iteration of the file in between to see what works and what doesn't. I tried to name all these things in a logical way, but it might not be as logical as it should have been. So this is going to be called DUP hiding character rig. Okay, all right. So what I want to do is start laying out the puppet pins, and like all of this can definitely be done because we've done it successfully many times in the past. So I would like to move my torso chunks and everything as well. Let me just change these so I can see through. And I'm gonna just like, this is mostly for my own edification, but somewhere in the middle, these, I don't think this matters, but I'm just gonna put these up where they should be. And if we want to, we can like come in here and turn off this guy and do like a file save as, default puppet, PNG, save that thing, great. Import file here, puppet PNG, import here, and if we drop this on the very top, we should get our skeleton, and we can just like turn down the opacity and lock the layer. There we go. So now we kind of know where these things should go. If I was really smart, I'm sure there's a way where you could just rig, like you could have this character rigged and apply this to multiple artwork pieces or puppets or whatever you want to call it. But I'm not smart, so I have to rig each character individually, which is, it's fine. It's totally fine. I can deal with it. I can hack it. All right. But this will be good because we will have our spine drawn in there. And this art was made with this character, so it's going to match up just perfectly. Now the knees I might not put as far out as they are. Well, yeah, I will. I just will. I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, great. So let's get to pinning. Pinning. I'm going to get this here. And so we want one pin to be our base. We want, I don't care about info. Another pin to be this one. So think of each of these little sausage pieces as separate bones. And then I think we need to have one just up here. And I don't know if I should put it where the neck is or if I should put it somewhere else. I'm just going to try to keep it as straight as possible. I'm going to put it right here. Great. So we got our pins. Now that we got our pins, what do we have to do? Yes, we have to rename them. And now what I would love to do is be able to use this full character and just rig it so it works the first time, but we might have to go in and do like individual things. So I'm going to click on here and we can see what we have. So we're going to have the head, the neck, the spine, and then the hips. So we can keep this open even and keep on working. But this is going to be like, this is spine 01, I'm pretty darn sure. Let's come in here, click on this, spine 01. Okay, so I think in the other videos I had them reversed. I had the top one named as the spine, and that is what broke the rig and made it not work. So these will be called spine 01. This will be called spine 02. And this will be called spine 03. Spine 04. Okay, another thing about this character is that at no point does he interact with anybody else really. He's going to be by himself, so I'm not going to worry about like putting CE for car employee or anything like that. I'm just going to do it this way. maybe, I don't know. Actually, this makes me now want to rename it. So CE underscore spine 01. And then right after this, I'd love to do a test. Okay, so we got that. And now what we're gonna do, come into here, make our bones from that. And we've got these things. And now I'm gonna hit cancel, but I'm gonna select my spine bones, and I'm gonna hit auto rig, spine, and it looks like it's finding our spine. So spine 04 and spine 01. So good. This is working. This is working great. So these are our control points. And the neck, I'm just going to link to this. The head is going to be linked to the neck. Okay, great, great, great. We have our hips. And the hips, I still don't know the best way to like move the anchor point. I'm just going to move it a little bit more into the middle of the artwork. So all of this for me, honestly, is still just trial and error. But I tried to get the ankle to go into the hip. Move this guy here. Okay. And so the leg, we have our back leg. Just imagine this flipped. We're gonna have a thigh, a knee, but I might even rename it to actually what the solid joints are. It made more sense on this one to have it named as a solid joint, to have like calf, because you actually have your calf bone instead of your knee joint, if that makes any sense. So I'm just gonna keep on trucking. Keep on trucking. This panel won't go away, so I'm gonna just try to drop it into something, so hopefully it does GTFO. Okay, a knee there, an ankle here, and then you want one where you want your bend to happen, and I think I'm gonna make it a little bit further back. And you want one as far as you can, close to the tip of the toe. Now let me think here. So we have our, yeah, I'll just start naming these and it'll make more sense. CE, we still have saved. Thigh. Thigh. What do we want to call it? We'll do screen left. Oh, okay. Control C. Control V. And I'm going back to knee because it's a joint. And this is going to be called the foot. This is going to be called the toes. Okay, so one thing I did on the previous was to have separate objects as the toe. So inside of here, we should have I made little points to be these. You know what? I like the idea of it. So I'm gonna do left heel, left tip toe. Come in here and paste it right there. Whoops, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Nah, I'm not gonna worry about it. Okay, I'm gonna delete that. Okay, so we've got these 4 pieces and now we need 2 more. So right click, new, null, and this is gonna be called, it's gonna be in here, null 25. Oh, so this is a problem. We've already created a character, so we have 24 nulls on something else, which really freaking sucks. So find it in project. I'm gonna rename this for Duick That looks ugly to me. I don't know why. I'm so picky lately. Okay, this should be right in the center of the screen. I'm gonna move it to the bottom. We're gonna right click on here. I don't really know. Select on here. Solid settings, and I'm just gonna make this half the size. Okay, so I'm gonna duplicate this because we're gonna copy that one multiple times. And this is where I'm gonna start putting our stuff. And I think I'm gonna have this here and this here. Part of me wants to just put this here. Bah. Yeah, so all this troubleshooting, I still need to work out my workflow a little bit better. I'm gonna do something like this. Whoops. Okay, I don't know why I did that. Tiptoe. Heel. Okay. I'm gonna get this out of here. So we've got our left leg, we've got our 4 points, and we've got our 2 nulls to be our contact and toe roll. And now I'm just gonna, I was gonna say leave it, but I'm gonna click on here, bones, and now we have our bones. Okay, and now I'm gonna leave it. Okay, and now we got our leg. I'm gonna move this over, put it in the middle. I'm gonna move this anchor point. It should be matched up pretty good. I'm also gonna grab these immediately, just duplicate them, and this should line up just perfectly. But if you don't trust it, you can lower the opacity of this thing. And I shouldn't have trusted it. I will scoot this over just a little bit more. Great. Okay, now again, puppet tool, slammo, blammo, thank you, mammo. Is that 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, great. Let me come in here. We're gonna rename these. Copy this. Thigh. Right knee. Right foot. Right toes. And then we need to, of course, rename these. Definitely need to rename these. R heel. I'm gonna move it down here. R tiptoe. And I'm gonna move it down here. Okay, and here we go again. Great bones. Wonderful. Okay. Let's just keep going. Full speed ahead. Don't let anybody stop us. We can discuss, I think. So one thing about this arm is that I believe it's too straight. Arms don't quite have the problem that legs do because your arm can hyperextend a little bit, but hyperextension is what happens when you have your knees not straight on your puppet. So this guy, you can see that he can still go a little bit more straight here. Just a little bit. And what I'm hoping is that it's negligible enough that it doesn't like murder what it looks like, and we're gonna find out about that. But I do know that this left arm over here is a little bit almost hyperextended already, if that's understandable. So we're just gonna keep doing what we're doing. I'm gonna actually move this bone. Whammo! Whammo! Thank you. Okay, deform. So let's go to our puppet. I always just want to refer to the puppet because we did it on here and it totally freaking worked. So we have our arm, our elbow or forearm, and our hand. And that's all that we use to make this joint. And this is what we want, where it's like always looking down in this default position. Oh, I guess I do have shoulders in there, but I don't really want to do shoulders on this one. Just because well, you can see what it does on some, like this is moving. Well, you know what? Let's do shoulders. Let's try doing shoulders the right way. I'm gonna try to do things the right way, based on what I've learned now. Which is just putting 2 more pins into the torso, and I think we'll actually do that later on. Because we'll also need to put 2 pins in the torso middle chunk, whatever you want to call that. Okay, so this is for rigging back legs, but really we just need to rig a front arm, and it's slightly different. Really the only thing that's different is if it's forward IK or I mean if it's, clockwise or counterclockwise, there's really no difference. But it's good to have these up so we can actually see what the heck we should call this. So this is the right arm, and this will be called arm. Right elbow. Right hand. Okay. And I think I'll just do it like this, yes. We move these down. Left shoulder, right shoulder. Copy these and drop them in here. And I'm gonna get broken expressions, but that's fine. Ah, shit. Okay. Let me cancel out of this so you get a little bit more room. UU to pull up all expressions. Turn off this crap. Oh, sorry, I just turned it on. Delete. Delete. Because we'll be putting our own back on there. Okay, so rotation, you can see that it has some default values in there. That's from the expression. But what we want to do is reset this. And they should drop, yep, they drop perfectly on the other picture. So we have our left shoulder and right shoulder. And these, you can see, have had their rotations put in, and that's like not exactly accurate to anatomy, but it will work for what we need. Because we will pin here. We will pin on the torso this point on the arm and link that point to this shoulder rotation, and then our shoulder will pull the whole torso, and it should work. I'll cross my fingers, and if it doesn't work, we can just delete it out, delete the pin, and everything should go back to normal. Very optimistic, huh? Okay, we're back on this arm, and we have our bones named, and we're just gonna create bones. Ba-dow. Alright, something interesting happened. I don't know why, but these are half the size as the other ones. But you know what? I don't really care. I don't really care. 1, 2, 3. Alright. I'll open this up. Deform. Yep, here we go again. So CE_L_arm. And we want everything but the word. Oops. Elbow? Hand? Is that right? Is that right? Is that right? Oh. I just need to build up my confidence. I need to do a much better job of that. Okay, so we have our arm, our elbow, our forearm, and our hand. And we want everything but the word. Oops. Elbow? Hand? Is that right? Is that right? Is that right? Oh. I just need to build up my confidence. I need to do a much better job of that. Yes, hand. Okay, we have that, and we can just immediately make bones. Great, 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 great. And I just want to give this a quick once over. And I think we're good. So what I'm going to do is save. Saved. And now what we're also going to do is select everything, hit auto rig, hit full character, and this is one drawback to this is I have no idea what these things are really, because you can't see until you click in there, but it's doing all left. It looks like left tiptoe, left heel, left foot, left knee, and left thigh. And we say great, that was good, that was what we wanted. Now we're doing the same thing for the right. So right thigh, right knee, right foot, right toes, right tiptoe, right heel. Wonderful, that was perfect. All right, and now we have our shoulder blades and clavicles, which is what we're going to add. So we're doing the left arm, you can see it's doing left, and we have left shoulder blade, and we have no fingers, we have none for the tiptoes, we're gonna animate that ourselves. We have no fingers. Left elbow, left hand, left arm, kind of read this one. And then we're gonna have right shoulder. And then we have right arm, right elbow, right hand. And switch this to none, switch this to none, and hit next. And now our spine, this is what we're most worried about. Neck, is we just have one piece. And then, oh, okay. We have spine 04. And I am going to do, this is scary, this is scaring me. I'm just going to do spine 01, and then we have our hip. And I'm going to say next, and we don't have any of that, so I'm going to hit OK. I don't like it when After Effects closes like that. Go back into it. Okay, so it looks like it did what it's supposed to do. Put this at 1/4 just so we can move it a little bit easier. Okay, so is this the one where we can do the pelvic thrusting? I think so. So this, you can see clearly like doesn't quite do what our previous one did. Let's turn this off so we can see more clearly what's going on. Okay, so this didn't give us a center null. I really wonder why it didn't, because on here we got this nice little center null. So I'm gonna come back in here, and yes, I'm going to undo, undo, undo auto rig. Oh, does it work? This is when I actually should have saved it probably. Okay, so that did not work exactly yet. So I'm gonna try to do just the spine, the head, the neck to neck, and torso. We don't want the torso. What if I put the hip to spine 04, and then I put this as the hip too? Oh, you can't use it twice. That's good to know. Hit OK. Interesting. Okay, so we didn't get the null we got over here. Why did we not get that? Let's count the pieces. We have our hip. Linked to CC hips. We have our spine. We have IK spine. So we have spine 01, spine 02, spine 03 is the ribs, spine 04 is this little collarbone thing. And then we have the neck. What happened here? We are gonna just keep doing it over and over and over until we figure out what's going on. Hip. Spine 01. Nope. Undo spine rig. Let me try something else. 1, 2, 3. Select nothing. Spine, neck, versus 1. Wait, okay. So imagine this is going down the chain. Maybe it's getting reversed. So we want this to be spine 04, and we want this to be spine 01. We want this to be hip. Aha! Okay. Look at that. I led you astray in my description earlier. So you do want to reverse the names of these things. It doesn't matter now because it's actually working. But that's great. It's wonderful. It's beautiful that it's working. And from what I want to do is I want to shit. No, I don't want to shit. I just want to figure out the best way to. So I feel like this is the thing that the arm should be linked to. Maybe. I don't know. Let's do a front arm. See shoulders curve. Is this where it thinks the shoulder should be attached to? Okay, fair. We're gonna be doing the left shoulder. Left arm, left elbow, left hand, and then none. Then none. Come on, I said none. Hit OK. We get our hand. Okay. Pretty happy with this. But what I'm gonna do is link my left shoulder. Oh, actually, okay, so this made a 0 left shoulder null that is turned off and hidden. 0 left shoulder null, and I'm going to link this to the shoulders curve. No. Okay, that's not what we want to do. Let's refer to our default puppet. And we have our left shoulder. Oh, left shoulder linked to the 0 left shoulder null. And this is linked to spine 03. Oh geez, don't do that. Spine 03 ribs. Let's see if this works. Okay. Oh yeah, look at that. That doesn't look too bad. Okay, that worked. That worked. I'm very, very happy for that. we're gonna rig the other arm, and unfortunately it doesn't understand that. So right arm, right arm, right shoulder, right, whoops, right elbow, right, right, right. I'm driving someone crazy, I know. Right hand, and then none, blanc, and then none, and then we say okay, and then that created a left shoulder somewhere. Well, first let's, okay, good. I don't know where the right shoulder is. Left shoulder, right shoulder. I don't need blending modes right now. 0 right shoulder. 0 right shoulder, here we go. To layer 32. All right, let's see what this does. Not bad. And actually, the way that this is functioning, it doesn't look like we need to do any torso modifications yet. We probably will, though. So this is this guy. And, okay, that's great. We are going to rig one of the legs. So it's going to start with left thigh, left knee, left foot, left toes, left hand. No, this is left leg, heel. No, that's what we need. Hit OK. Do we get this now? We get this thing. How bad is our bow-leggedness? Oh, okay. This is what I'm talking about, where he can hyperextend his leg. Undo back, and let's go the other direction. My theory is that it doesn't matter as much as I've been led to believe, and that this would be a better way to do it. Now, there's a thing called starching that we need to do on the legs. But I'm going to say that this is working. So undo out of here. Back to default. Great, that's great. And this created our little thigh, and our little thigh will be connected to the character hip. So now we've got this little guy who can, like a pizza pie in the sky. Oh, and look at that. When we go way down, we get some torso distortion, which is okay. Actually, this doesn't seem right. Okay, so this is like mostly adjusting your character, but you still want to like move major things with this. Bend. Undo. Okay. Let me turn off our skeleton because we're not exactly using it right now. I want to turn this up. I want to turn this up. to turn this up. If you press X, it puts the layer you have selected to the top of the view, but it doesn't like change the order, it just zooms your timeline to the appropriate spot. So the collar can be linked to not the neck, but I think this thing is where it should be linked to. So X to the C shoulders, that's what we want to link the collar to. Collar to the C shoulders. Okay. Oh. Or do we? Nope. That's not what we want to do. I mean, it's not bad. I think I want to link it to that other null, maybe? Oh, there's some twisting there. Talking about this null right here. Put this at half resolution. I don't understand why changing resolution is a undo command. Okay, you can see that there's rotation here, like how it switches right there. So what I'm going to do is find that thing, which is like one of the spines. I'm gonna duplicate it, hit U, open up this stuff, turn all this off. Actually, I'm gonna turn on the position. I'm gonna see if I can just link the collar to spine 5 now. I'm gonna try it again. Crappers. There we go, okay. So pretty much. Okay. A lot of stuff going on. Pretty much what happened there was it does have code in it to rotate, and I don't know the benefits of actually rotating that null. Maybe I could have just turned that off on the original, but I duplicated it and then I just turned off the rotating thing, but it's still following the position, which is what I wanted. Mostly. And it's okay if this breaks. I don't think it's going to matter too much. This might be an example of how you want to build your spine straight up and down, including the neck. But that would require update on the artwork, and we don't want to do that. All right, so we are going to link the hands. Left hand, left hand, left hand, left hand. And link these to the character control left hand. Now, if we come in here, we got our hands. We got our hands working. We got our nulls working. And here, we want to do that, but with the other. I can close these. These are open from the pins still, so it doesn't really matter anymore. The shoulders, I think the shoulders, we're going to try to keep them. Okay, the right hand. Oh, we just need to see artwork. Layers. Am I right? I mean, tell me about it. It's like crazy. Da 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 da. I'm swimming. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. I'm gonna do a file save as iteration 0.1. And what I want to do is try to rig the corner pins onto these nulls. So I'm gonna, whoops. T, come here, and I'm going to, okay. Oh. I guess another puppet tool. Can you do 2? Ah, shit. I'll try to do it on here. 1, 2. And then I'm gonna make, this is just proof of concept. Left shoulder, right shoulder. Okay. Okay. The only thing I'm not happy about is that little bulge right there, but I think that's gonna be okay. No, I don't think it's gonna be okay. Okay, I'm gonna do something that might just break the whole thing. Not save that, but shit. No, I don't think I want to even risk breaking it because it will be shattered, not just broken. Straight up shattered. MM. And I don't know what the priority of masks in After Effects actually is. If they do one thing and then the other, I mean like the puppet transformation, or if they do the mask transformation first. So we're just testing it out here. Okay, so this point really should just be put back further inside of this guy. I'm gonna do this. Right click, change the guide layer. So like, we know he's gonna be driving. That's what I'm mainly concerned about. That's what I'm thinking about right now. I'm gonna turn on this. Go to frame 1, and this is where I'm gonna get him like in a driving position. Oh, I haven't even rigged that other leg yet. Crap. Okay. And then these two things are gonna move like around the wheel. Okay, okay. I'm gonna try one more thing, and that thing is to solo this layer, and I'm going to make this, make it a bone, unsolo this, and this is going to be linked to what, the neck? A little bit less stuff going on. This leg is another thing where I kind of want to change it around, but I'm not gonna worry about it too bad right now. This left leg, it's down here, even though it looks like it's up here, and that's fine. That's fine. We're gonna open this up and turn on the starch tool, and I'm going to put a starch here and move it down. I'm gonna put a starch here and move it down. I'm gonna look at this bend. Okay, and you hold control and click down, you get everything in your layer, and we have 2 starches, that's what we want. There we go. So, like, I don't know what the exact science of this is. I know that there is one. I just know what I'm trying to get it to do and what I think looks good. And like, we're never gonna see his feet pressing pedals. He's not driving quite like that. So I'm gonna call this good. Like, I think this is working just fine. And now what we're gonna do is a back leg, and we're gonna do the right leg. So we need to find our leg, our thigh, our knee, our, oh, where did it go? Where did it go? Down here. Our foot, our toes. Character can, car employee, our tiptoe, our heel, and we'll hit OK. Cross our fingers. I saw the foot move a little bit. Okay, fine with that. Thigh. This can go to character hip. Hey, what's going on here? Okay, so our foot is moving now, which is not what we want. Let's do a 2-frame scrunch down pose. Hey, not that one. Okay, so let's see if we can get this leg to straighten out. I'm going to file, save as, and just call it 2. Each character should probably have its own freaking thing. Its own, what am I saying? Folder. Should have its own folder. Okay, so there's something weird going on here. I'm gonna turn these values down. Nope, I don't want a negative starch. Or do I? Look at that. That looks better. I think starching might be one of the worst implemented tools in After Effects. Just because it's like so not documented. So no matter what, his feet should be flat. So I can put this like out here. And I can extend it. Okay, and it just needs a little bit of influence, it looks like. I'm going to put this one back in here. Here we go. And just a little bit of influence. Ah, see, I don't understand what's going on. Is it because it's an Adobe person is watching this just laughing at me? I know it. It seems like that your each of your chunks need to be accounted for on this overlap, otherwise it's not going to work. And that's like the most important part of starching. I have no idea. Talking out my ass. All I know is that I'm not happy with the results of this thing. Squat down, my friend. Take a big dookie. Okay, I'm okay with that for now. Make this 100%, make this 100%. Oh, make the torso 100%. Oh, what is going on here? The character hip moved down. Did everything else? Oh, weird. Okay, so I guess the rig can be broken if you extend this beyond a certain point in the up. That doesn't make sense though to me personally, but that's okay. So getting ready to do a crane kick or something, it looks like. And yes, I've broken my 1 hour mark. You're right. That's too long for a video. Why am I doing this? Why? Okay, so puppet pin 2, right shoulder. We don't want to change that. We want to change the right arm linked to right shoulder. Okay, I'm gonna say none for now. Take the right shoulder, 0 right shoulder, and I'm gonna just tuck this arm in a little bit. And then come back to this. Puppet pin 2, link it to right shoulder. There we go. Now we don't get quite as jarring distractions. This isn't the driving pose. When he's driving, he's gonna be all cool and relaxed like this. All slouched back. And this is where you can see the strangeness with this hip shape. So I'm gonna move the hip behind the right leg. Oh, we don't want to do that. I'm going to get out our trusty mask. I think the mask will always save us. Not really, I don't think that. Okay. this? Huh? I don't know. God damn it. God, he's got a fupa. Yeah, then we can just animate him like this. Walk, walk, walk like an old man. Talk, talk, talk like an old man. You're not funny. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I know I'm not funny. I'm not trying to be funny. I think it's a very serious condition that this guy has. Okay, let me try to figure this out. None. I want this to be none, but I want this to be like intersected. Damn it. This is the amount that I want to be removed. A darken and a lighten on the mask, that's weird. Maybe I just go down like this instead. Okay, let's see what this looks like when he squats to pots. Oh, look at that, look at that. I know what's going on, really, I do. Okay, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good, I guess. I can even handle that corner butt that's happening. I guess the leg needs to be above the torso. Okay. Oh no. Let's not do that. We'll just have to use our imaginations when it comes to that part. Okay, let's put him in another pose that we're going to need. He's going to be walking, so I'm just gonna do like a default walk pose start thing. I think on here, copy animation. Come here, paste animation. Okay, great. So let's go to some let's use this. This is our reference of someone walking, and let's just do like this first contact pose or something would probably be great. So this is over on the other screen, and I'm going to open up this, and we don't need this ruler really anymore. It's just there for show. And we're going to, whoa. this is not turned on to animate yet. So this one will probably need to be starched or something like that, but that's okay. We have tiptoe, heel roll, foot roll. No, not toe roll. We have heels going to a invisible spot. Like, this is his straight hyperextended leg sort of, but I don't think it looks that bad. And honestly, I feel like that extra little bit will help prevent the IK pop that has been happening on every single other project I've been doing. Okay, so there's no toe roll exactly. That's okay. I wonder I might want to just like okay, weird. It doesn't matter if I move that. Matters more if I move this, I guess. So this would be like a doop 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 that would be added, in my opinion, after the leg animation. Okay, so I don't think this is too terribly bad. This pin point might be a little bit off. So let's try to move the hand and then shit. So it lines up here. Oh, here we go. Okay, cool. I want to see what happens if I do this. See, like, yes, I'm a sexy little employee. I do yoga. I do super yoga. I don't know what super yoga is. Okay, so the only other thing that I would add to this is possibly a toe roll. And a toe roll, by that I mean something where I can rotate the front of the foot down and up to handle like the contact stuff. I really thought it would have been taken care of here though. Let me check this puppet. Oh yes, having these points is useful, isn't it? Let me turn on the right. On tiptoe. Okay. Here we go. So the tiptoe and the heel and the foot roll. Okay, so I feel like the foot roll is what's supposed to do it for us. But that's going to take some more diving in to the rig, where the toes would stop at this point and then it would go forward. So I'll have to experiment with that. But even just having him be able to do something like this is pretty cool, I think. So I'm gonna call this guy done in his awkward contorted pose. And I'll do another video rigging his face and try to remember everything I've learned. Oh, I'll say one more thing. If you have this stuff and you're not going to be flipping it, and you're like worried about when you go to a new keyframe, you don't want to like, you know, worry about dragging your, oh, they updated it or something. Does this flip? Okay, so some of these things can flip with your scale, you know, and that can really screw up what is going on. But they have since changed that, it looks like, in the plugin. So it's on the scale and you can give it an expression where if you just put it in brackets, the 100, 100, it will just lock it to that value no matter what, which can be really good for not having to fight stuff. Like accidentally click on something and drag it to a strange weird thing like this. This is what I'm talking about. Like if you accidentally do that, and then even if you do that and you try to bring it down and you think you got 100%, like you probably never did. So you could lock it if you wanted to, like in here. Hard, whatever, left bracket, 100, right bracket, done. And now I can never change it, which I think is great. So that's my last mini tip. Let me turn this off. I apologize that there's no animation done or anything like that, but we have hopefully solved our problem of the rigid torso. You can see that his feet, they don't roll, but they look just fine. They look pretty good. I think with this guy, I actually ended up lifting his legs into his butt, hip area. And he's got kind of too much of a pill shape now, but that's okay. So instead of having the arms like locked where they are, we enabled a shoulder roll or bend or whatever you want to call it. We got the IK going, we got the spine going, we got our curve going with our point in the middle. We've rigged pretty much everything up. There's some cleanup to do, but it's very, very tedious and boring, and I don't want to do that for you. So I'm gonna call this very good. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something. If you have questions or comments, email me, kaleoglesby@gmail.com, and I would do my best to help you out with what I know. I don't know if you're interested, but for now, thanks for watching.